11:23, New York City. We're gonna be walking around the West Village. I might as well just call my vlog the West Village Show, because that's like the only place I ever walk around. So yeah, it's Halloween parade. I mean, it's literally Halloween today. So if you've never been or heard of it, they do this amazing parade every year in the West Village on 6th Avenue. Goes by the library, and it's really worth seeing. I mean, I haven't seen it in a few years. Maybe it's gone downhill, like Burning Man or something. But the first time I went, it really like blew my mind. And I guess it goes way back. I think they started at West Beth or something. It used to go up Bleecker and West 4th. Now it's up 6th Avenue. So it just completely fucks up all the traffic down here. It's impossible to get around. It's impossible. So I'm going to try to get across 6th Avenue before, you know, they close it off. And it just becomes fucking mobbed. I mean, there's more people than the Timothy Chalamet lookalike contest. It just becomes absolutely swamped. So we're here. We're live from the fucking Halloween headquarters. I'm not going to stream any of the parade because my phone battery will die before then. But it's like the pre-show, the Halloween pre-show for everybody. Maybe we'll see some costumes. I guess maybe I'll go through the park. There'll probably be some costumes in the park and shit. So maybe I'll go up that way. There are, you know, it's a lot. It's like 80 degrees out. It's like hot outside. So I didn't, you know, I mean, this Halloween, maybe more than any I've ever seen, it just feels like it's just gone on and on and on and on. There's some people dressed up. I mean, I saw people fucking last night dressed up. Wednesday, October 30th. People partied last weekend, Friday, Saturday, they were dressed up. I did the party on Monday, dressed up Monday. Like I said, people were dressed up last night. They're going to dress up tonight. There's another fucking party on Saturday that we're going to go to. So it's like, how many fucking days of Halloween do you need? I mean, I know it's fun. It's the most fun day of the year, or it's, you know, it seems that way anyway. Oh, look at this shit. Are these real DVDs? Fuck. I've never heard of any of this shit. It's a British television or something? Oh, there you go. Foxcatcher. Shit's free? Or are these just boxes? BBC, The Complete Sacred Army. Dressed up. I know. I just said that, Ashley. If you'd been watching, you would have saw that I said that. I said that we dressed up on Monday. So there's just too much Halloween. There's too many fucking dress-up days. And I don't know. I like dressing up maybe once or twice, but in New York, it's like you gotta schlep around. Like I said, it's 80 degrees. What am I gonna wear? My frock coat, my big fucking top hat? Like, I had to work last night, and so, Ashley, there is a strategy to how I dole out the pictures, okay? And sometimes I put performers in the first picture, and sometimes I put the crowd in the first picture. For Halloween, I put the crowd in the first picture because it breaks up the fucking timeline, okay? It's not personal, but I also I'm not going to be bullied into, okay, Ashley. Okay, anyway, what the hell does it say about our society that Halloween has become like this huge thing and kind of everybody's favorite fucking day? Actually, I'm fine with the number of likes that I'm getting, okay? I don't need you to fucking nag me, okay? I don't need you to insult me on my live stream, okay? Okay, love you, Ashley. We'll see you in a little while. Ashley's dressed up today again because it's just fucking okay, Ashley, we'll see that. Um, I guess we just get more and more performative, more and more theatrical. Why not just fucking dress up as Halloween? You know, but it's also like fantasy. You know, it goes hand in hand with kind of the comic book culture, the fandom culture. For some reason, that's exploded. Is that Arrested Development? You know, when I was a kid, Halloween was sort of like playing with toys or playing with video games. There was some sense that, like, after a certain age, like, you stop doing it. You know, like, you stop trick-or-treating when you're, like, 12, maybe? I don't know. Like, once you hit puberty, you're not really trick-or-treating. It's, like, pathetic, you know? Well, that's one thing I was thinking about. You know, for women, it's like, you know, a lot of it is just the kind of shit they're wearing every day. It's like, put some fucking makeup on, put on some fucking lingerie or just like a cute outfit or whatever. It's like, oh, that's your costume. It's like, well, you're doing that every day. You're putting makeup on and fucking putting on some kind of special outfit that is like signaling, I don't know, some kind of fucking, look at this beautiful foliage here. Wow. That is amazing. All right, not too many costumes here. All right, we'll see you soon, Ashley. I'll be on live for the next 2 hours or something. So, and then I'm gonna try to charge my phone. There's Pikachu. We've got a Pikachu spotting. You know, it's Comic-Con. There's fucking Harley Quinn. All right. I mean, it's still early. So there's a Halloween band right here. Okay, Ashley. Oh, look at that. That shit. Look at that foliage, baby. It just renders me speechless here. The beauty of that is the screens. There's Christopher Maloney right there, dressed up for Halloween. There's Gandalf the Grey. That, of course, is the anarchist guy. See, look. I mean, these just look like goth teenagers. It's like, is that really a costume? Like, just because you painted like some fucking stitches on your face. How is the video quality, by the way? Can you actually tell what the fuck you're looking at? Well, that's kind of nice pagan costume right there. There you go. Okay. I've got to be the most, like, ghetto live streamer. I mean, my phone runs out of battery after, like, 90 minutes. You know, I should be out for hours doing this. Like, if you had a whole rig and everything, it'd be... I don't know. You know, it is exciting, but, is this the future? Well, I guess... What's different about Halloween, I guess, is like you're dressing up as like a fictional character. You're cosplaying. I guess, I don't know. That's like your alter ego. That's like... maybe I should sit for a moment. It's fun, but okay, so when I thought like at a certain age you stop doing Halloween, you stop dressing up, like that's for children. Whereas like for our generation, it's just like it goes on forever. We love dressing up more than anything. You know, it's like how do millennials like anything more than fucking Halloween? And I guess it's like being fucking movie characters, fictional characters. You know, it's escapist, it's fantasy. Uh, it's fun. It's a way of transforming reality. But it's like, I don't know. It's in my own life. I'm constantly sort of warring. You know, there's this war going on between escapist kind of fantasy thinking, which is really like a fucking pandemic in our culture, where it's just like grown men are going to Comic-Con dressed as fucking, and it's like they're celebrated. It's like that has so much cultural power and so much cultural sway. Halloween is like a fucking version of that. Not that it's not fun, not that it's not like a good time. Maybe this is an indication of progress. As a society, we're fucking, we're growing, because we're just having more fun. And I mean, I don't know, I guess reality is always, there's always like an aspect of being performative. Like I saw this fucking painting the other day from like Venice and like I don't even remember, you know, 1400s or something, 1700s, something, I don't remember when. But the people are all wearing like tri-corner hats and like those fucking masks like they wear in Amadeus, like, or like that guy was just wearing right now with like the big beak on it, you know, like the eyeless kind of white mask with like the huge beak, like the bird mask. And they're like getting into a gondola, you know, to go to some fucking party, you know, in Venice in like, you know, the Renaissance or whatever the fuck, you know, medieval times, whatever. And so it's like, I don't know, we always have these kind of bacchanalian, you know, Halloween being right before winter. It's your last chance to show some skin. You know, it's also taken on this kind of like sexual, I think that's part of it, is like very flirty, and it's like, it's the one day that women can dress like a slut and get away with it or whatever without being judged. And frankly, I just think that's wrong. I mean, you can do that every day, ladies. I just want to say, we would be fine with it. We're not going to say no. If you want to dress like it's Halloween every day, why the fuck not? That's what the Joker does. You know, it's sort of like superheroes are just wearing Halloween costumes in a way. They're just kind of normal people that put on fucking masks and capes, and their identity transforms. I guess that's part of it. You know, it's a way of escaping mundanity, banal reality. Okay. I had kind of a surface memory. I don't know. I think I talked about this on the live stream. I wrote a poem about it. It's hard to tell the difference sometimes. It's all kind of one thing. It's all memory, instant processing, instant. But I remember when I think it was right before I went to school. I don't think I had entered kindergarten yet. I think it was before I went away to kindergarten. It was like right when, it may have even been before we moved to Grandview. I think we went to look at the house or something. And then we went over to Pierce Field, which was like this baseball field and like playground, tennis courts. It was like right down that street from our house. The school was like a block away. The playground was like, you know, half a block away. And it was Halloween, and I went as Batman. Believe it or not, I'm such a hater on fucking comic book movies, but I did go as Batman for Halloween. And it was like one of those shitty kid costumes where it's like a plastic mask with like a rubber band. It only covers the front half of your face. It was like Michael Keaton era, right? So that was like the original OG comic book blockbuster child, you know, propaganda toy advertisement. And it worked. I mean, I had the Joker toy, I had the Batman toy. I love that fucking movie. Who didn't? Prince soundtrack. I mean, even when I was 4 years old, I knew that was cool. You know, we had the Prince music video where he's like dressed as the fucking Joker and shit. I don't know what it is about branding, about dressing up. That's Victor Godless. Godless is a photographer. I think he's like a rock and roll photographer, black and white. That was Victor Godless just now. He's probably going to the parade to kind of get the scoop about oh God, where am I going to be able to sit? Probably nowhere. There's probably going to be tons of people in Bleecker Park. All right, we'll try it anyway. What the hell? Yeah, so the original Batman, right, came out when I was like a child. And it was, you know, great. We're still fucking living in the wake of this movie. Michael Keaton, Tim Burton. We watched Ed Wood the other day, another fucking classic noir. There you go. There's some cool costumes there. So yeah, and then the front of the costume, you had like this plastic mask covered the front half of your face, and then the actual costume was just like a plastic fucking like sheet that you'd like put over your head. You know, it like went down your back, and then it wasn't even like, or maybe I had a cape. I think because I had a Batman T-shirt. I think it came with, you know, it's like that's not really a costume where it's like some fucking plastic mask of like the face of the person, and then like a plastic, you know, like I don't even know what the fuck you call it, like smock. It's almost like a smock that you but it's like painted, like I think it had like some kind of Batman, like it had a painting of fucking Batman on something. Like, I don't look like Batman. I look like a kid wearing a smock that has fucking Batman painted on it. It's like, that's not a fucking costume. Or I want to look like Batman, you know? I want to fucking fight crime and have a fucking batarang and shit. You know, and so I think I had a Batman T-shirt with like the Batman logo on it, which like the Michael Keaton Batman, right? He had fucking the Batman logo right on his chest, and a cape, and so I had a cape and this fucking Batman T-shirt with the mask. So it was like, oh, I kind of look like Batman, you know, black shorts and fucking black shoes and stuff. Wow, West Village is alive right now. Jesus Christ, look at all this, man. I wonder if my phone's gonna go out of fucking, oh, there's Woody. I'm not here to film, like, anybody in particular. I was just I just wanted to go to Bleecker Park, you know. Not necessarily here to film the trick-or-treating or anything. Just happened. I didn't know this was all gonna be going on. You know, usually trick-or-treating doesn't happen till like the evening, right? It doesn't start till like people get off work, like 6 or 7. This is kind of early. But anyway, maybe they just do it all day in the fucking West Village, you know? I mean, it's sort of the ultimate trick-or-treating fucking place, to be honest. It's so walkable and like Sleepy Hollow-ish in the city. Yeah, so Jesus Christ, I had no idea. I had no idea all this was going to be going on. Wow, look at that. That is crazy. Like a lot of people. This is like OU. So I went to OU for 1 year. The big thing about OU is their Halloween party. It's supposed to be like the biggest party in the fucking country other than like Mardi Gras. It's like this huge, you know, 60,000 fucking people, 70,000 people. And it's Halloween. I don't know. I never really had that much fun. It's just so fucking packed with people. This is like the kid Athens, Ohio. This is the OU of trick-or-treating. The West Village. Oh, is that the lady who lives there? Or? Okay, so anyway, this is nuts. These people take this fucking seriously, man. Look at this shit. You guys dressed as Bowser. I mean, these costumes are really next level. That's for sure. This is nuts. This is the power elite, okay? This is how the 1% trick or treat. Is Halloween fascist?
Yeah, here to
Oh god, okay. I need to go that way, but surrounded by children. I don't know. I mean, I'm just gonna turn it the other way because this is just too interesting. Maybe should I just sit somewhere around here? Maybe I just sit at La Lavo. Maybe on a bench. This is where the action is. I just came to ground zero fucking trick-or-treating for like the United States. I had no idea. Could you imagine being a child trick-or-treating in the fucking West Village? I mean, you want to talk about privilege. Okay. Let me see if I can get over the fucking... Let's see what's going on at Bleecker Park. It's just totally raging. Yeah, so anyway, I had this fucking Batman. I dressed up as Batman when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I was also into Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy was an excellent comic book movie. It didn't really take off, but that was like an early adaptation, sort of like a, you know, I guess it wasn't really a superhero movie, but it wasn't that different than the Batman movie. The way that they sold it, the way that they rolled it out to be like this blockbuster. It was just a little more colorful. It was a little more, I don't know. Oh, there's Hulk Hogan kid. There's a kid dressed as Hulk Hogan. See a little Trumpster. He's into Trumpomania. Hey kid, you know Hogan supports Trump, right? You can't wear that costume, man, unless you support Trump. Wow. Live from Halloween 24, everybody. I've got no viewers, so the pathetic middle-aged. You know, I just realized now, I trained to be like a fucking artist and an actor and a writer and a director and a filmmaker and a, you know, poet, and I post TikTok videos that I think are like these cool montages. They get like the last one I posted literally got like 2 likes, and one of them was Ashley. So it was literally like 1 like. It's like I'm just a weird middle-aged guy that's posting on TikTok. I'm just another weird middle-aged guy, like Big Justice, or what's that guy's? Who's the guy with fucking the Rizzler? Is that Big Justice? Oh my God, there she is. What a surprise. Okay. Trick or treat, Ashley. Look at that. Wow. All right. There you go. The Rizzler. Oh, you did? You were actually trick or treating? Nice. Of course you can get candy. Oh, is there going to be anywhere to see it? Fine, get us a place to sit, Ashley. Work your magic. Are these people leaving? Oh, God. There's never anywhere to sit anymore. My beloved park has been overrun. Yes, good outfit, Ashley. Nice. Yeah. But like I said, it's like barely a costume. It's like that's just a little bit amped up from what you would normally wear, really. Looks like the craft. Happy Halloween. It's pretty amazing over here. I had no idea there was going to be all this action over here. Oh, why didn't you get that bench? Don't distract me, okay? You have to leave now. You have to leave now. No, you're leaving. What is this? All right. All right. Well, I'm in the middle of something important, so I'm gonna stand here until I get a bench. See, you ruined it. I could have had that bench, but you're distracting. You need to go away now. Yes, you are.
Ace, keep an eye out for the bench. Okay, I would have gotten you weed today, but you didn't.
Oh, okay.
I woke up happy, refreshed at 11 just to see.
I'm in the middle of something, okay? I don't want to talk about this right now. I don't want to talk about it right now, okay? We'll talk about it later. You're already invading my time later today, so please don't stop me in the middle of this, okay? Yeah.
So as long as Daddy knows that.
Okay, Ashley.
Then my self-worth isn't based on your school. I know Daddy loves you.
Okay, Ashley.
And I'm sexy.
Oh.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay, Ashley. Goodbye.
Okay, just one more.
Okay. Oh, these assholes. None of these people are going anywhere, Ashley. You screwed us. You screwed me. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Okay. All right, I'll see you later.
Maybe around 7.
Yeah, around that time. Probably 8. Okay.
I'll just text you around 8, okay?
Okay.
And we'll meet up in the West Village.
Okay. Alright, well, fuck, I'm not really sure what to do. Alright, I'm gonna go sit over here, I guess. Okay, Ashley. I'm just gonna go sit on this fucking playground with these children.
Sexy. Yeah,
Okay, I will.
I love you.
Okay, love you too. Bye. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I knew this place would be packed. All the fucking tables. They took all the goddamn tables. God. We'll edit this out in post. All this, awkward silence. Alright, I guess I'll just go sit over here since it's fucking Halloween and people won't leave me alone. There's Ashley again right there. I heard people on their phones actually play games more than they do anything else, even more than social media, even more than TikTok. There's more people on like fucking Candy Crush and shit like that than even than social media, which is kind of crazy to think about. I guess, is this a fucking bench? I'm gonna sit on this thing, I don't care. Oh God, I just want to smoke, man. I need to smoke so I can have more insight for my 2 viewers. 1 viewer, thank you for watching. It's Halloween in the West Village. We're getting all this awkward man on the street live reporting. This is like the Macy's St. Patrick's Day Parade broadcast. Parade of costumes here. Alright, so anyway,
Well, I left out the.
I guess it's
style one.
it's Satyricon, you know, it's just a big bacchanal, it's a big orgiastic feast of, you know, lingerie, self-objectification, candy, sugar, the candy companies, you know, it's their holiday. They've got to sell fucking Reese cups. They gotta move these, you know, they gotta get all the kids addicted to sugar to fuck up their digestive systems, you know, before they become adults. I'm constantly in these like power struggles with people on these fucking benches in this park, where it's like I'm one man, so if I sit on a bench, it looks like a waste, and somebody's gonna come sit next to me, and then I'm fucking like talking into my goddamn live stream that no one is watching. And there's like a stranger like sitting, like just now there's like a whole family of 4 like awkwardly sharing this fucking bench with me. So I had to relocate all the way over here, and I guess, you know, we're seeing some interesting costumes maybe go by in the background. Keep your eyes out. This guy's a fire hydrant. But there's just nowhere to fucking sit. You know, it's one of the prime points I'm trying to make with these broadcasts that nobody watches. I don't know, my viewership has kind of dwindled. I was getting pretty consistently like at least 50 or 60. Okay, come on.
Okay, just one last goodbye.
Okay. Goodbye.
Okay. I'll see you soon, around 8, okay?
Okay, goodbye.
Love
Goodbye. Okay, love you too. Goodbye.
You're just walking that way. You don't know the West Road.
Okay.
Go to Mark TV.
Okay, have fun. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, I was dressed as fucking Batman when I was 5 years old. I was in this fucking Batman costume. And we went to this playground near the school, Robert Louis Stevenson, where I think I was going to go to school, but I don't think I had started yet. It was like we were going to go to school, but we were just checking out. So we went to Pierce Field to check out, you know, just like the area. And we were playing on the playground. The playground was very like the first Batman movie. It was almost like Fritz Lang, steampunk, Wizard of Oz or something. You know, it was like gothic, film noir. Yeah, all right. That guy's just loving life. You see that? He had time while he's riding by on his fucking motorcycle to make a hand gesture for the camera. It's amazing how fascinated people are by this. The fact that I'm just holding a selfie stick talking to this. And no one is watching. More people are probably fascinated in person than... I mean, if I'm going to do this, maybe I should just go sit on a goddamn stoop somewhere. So anyway, we went to this fucking playground. You know, there's like a fucking tunnel slide and a fucking pole you slide down, and it's all like, you know, this was the 80s. Before the playgrounds became all like child safe, like weird, like soft, or whatever the hell that is over there. I mean, you know, it's sort of like plastic, hard, or something. And so it looked super industrial and fucking, it was dark, and it looked like that first scene in Tim Burton's Batman movie where Joker becomes a Joker. He gets his shot in the face or whatever by that fat detective guy. Forget his name. Eckhart or whatever. It looked just like that. And so I went to the playground dressed as fucking Batman. This would have been 25 years ago, probably. Maybe 24. And this kid shows up dressed as Robin. He had this great Robin costume. He looked more like Robin than I looked like Batman. And so we kind of joined forces, you know.
he needed a Batman. I didn't even know. It was like he was a little bit smaller than me. He had blonde hair, I think. So we fucking played on this playground like we were fucking Batman and Robin fighting crime and shit. It was just like this unbelievable, like, if you're out there on the internet, if you remember this moment, you're probably like, I don't know, it's almost 40 by now. You're almost my age. Robin, if you're let's solve society's problems. Let's join up again. It was just such an interesting, it's one thing to be into that stuff when you're 4 years old. It's another thing to be a 40-year-old guy with a bunch of toys in a room in your house like devoted to fucking toys. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. No, that's okay. Okay, no problem. All right, well, I guess I will go find a bench. Like I said, there's just no fucking place to sit anymore. So, all of society's problems. The list just goes on, Okay, these people are dressed as fucking Barbie and shit. I kind of want to avoid that. Okay, well maybe I'll just sit right the fuck here on this fucking... Okay. Like a bum in a fucking doorway. I'm gonna smoke in this fucking doorway. Trick or treat, kiddies. Trick or treat. It's a holiday. There's no rules. It's like fucking Mardi Gras out here, okay? It's just a big street party. There's cops everywhere near 6th Avenue. Sorry about film. These fucking children and shit.
That's almost like
Don't watch this. This is like too low of a moment. I'm like here trying to smoke weed in front of all these kids dressed as like, little goblins. Like all these families, they're oligarchs, okay? Anybody who's trick-or-treating in this neighborhood is my class enemy. And their children need to be exposed to some reality. Happy Halloween, Susan. Did you see I sent you a link to Spirit Airlines? Is Spirit Airlines good or bad? I feel like I've flown Spirit before. I did want to talk about, what the hell was I going to talk about? Oh, I wanted to talk about why I don't use the letter E. So Luke Herberman asked me why I don't use the letter E. When I spell the, I just do a TH. I don't say THE. And I guess that's like a modernist affectation, it's something I saw in some kind of new American poetry thing or something from the 50s. It's like, I don't know, the 50s, they were abbreviating everything. YR for your, I've started to do people, PPL. I say PPL instead of people. And so I say TH instead of THE. And so he asked me, why do I do that? Why do I use TH instead of THE? And so I'm going to talk for an hour and a half about that. I'm going to lecture at length. I'm going to go in at length and describe why I use TH instead of THE. So, I would say my immediate answer was it's quicker. It's quicker to write down, but it's also, it uses less space. It's more about using less space. A lot of poetry, or at least what I've, I write in these little notebooks, for one thing. Pocket-sized notebooks, and so you don't have a lot of page space. And so you need as much page space as you can get. And so taking that E out, it doesn't sound like a lot, but you use the word the so often. It's got to be one of the most common words. The. And people know what the hell it is. It's almost like abbreviated, like, you know how they say O with like an apostrophe when it's like top of the morning or whatever. You know, it's top of the. It's not like top O the morning. It's top of the. You know, so it's like this weird kind of like flicker of the word where it's like flecking. It's like a piece flecking off real fast. So like that's how I kind of look at the. It's like when you say th, it's more like the, you know, like how you might use it in speech where like it's a little bit more muted. You might not say the whole word. You might abbreviate the, you know, real fast into the next word. That feels a little bit more like inaccurate spelling. I'm into colloquializing like your interface on the page. And that's something that I've noticed like with texting. You know, you see with texting just like how wildly different everybody's ideas are about how to type things, what punctuation you should use. Oh God, I'm trying to get a fucking seat in this park. It's not happening. So all these people are walking by and looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, so anybody trick-or-treating in this neighborhood is my class enemy. This is like the Puerto Rican Day parade episode of Seinfeld. It's just like a bunch of interruptions, chaos. Look at this. It's just getting more and more. There's just more and more people showing up. Like, look at this. It's crazy. I just want to fucking smoke weed for 1 second. See, I was dressed like that kid. That kid's got a Batman costume on. That was like me when I was 5 years old. You know, just buying the police state propaganda for the billionaire cop hero that everybody loves. The billionaire cop scientist hero that we all dress up as is fucking on our pagan holiday of self-indulgence and sugar addiction. Hey, see, that lady's got the right idea. She's got the right idea. I think this fucking park is working. Okay, where the fuck am I gonna go? Where am I gonna go? That's my live stream studio. That park is where I do my live podcast show. Live from the West Village. So now what the fuck am I supposed to do? Turned out on the streets. Alright, so... yeah, so why do I use TH instead of THE? Well, it also has to do with, like, the letter, you know, the reiteration of the letters. You know, like Luke Herberman asked me, is it about, like, reorganizing the English language? And it sort of is. Because, you know, once you throw that E on there, to me, a lot of what I'm trying to do and a lot of what, like, ties my lines together, is, you know, the kind of, like, musical reiteration and the kind of sparkle on the surface of, like, certain letters, certain word combinations, clusters of letter combinations, and so if I throw in and to me the letters all kind of have like shades or colors, you know, so to throw an E on a line, you're throwing a certain color down, you're throwing a certain pigment down that I don't necessarily, and then once you throw that E down, you suddenly got that vowel in there that you've got to play with and sort of figure out a way to rhyme within the line to make it all, like, I'm sure there's not too many people that are looking at what I'm doing that closely, but, like, if you look at it by letter, line by line basis, like if you just take these lines, as like their own fucking uh, pieces, their own units, it's like there is like a completeness to fucking each line, where it's like they're organized line by line. That's Julian Schnabel over there, by the way. Julian Schnabel is fucking trick-or-treating with, like, I don't know, his 25-year-old model girlfriend or something. Good for him. Yeah, I guess this is the day when it's safe for the superstars to come out and mingle with the rest of us, just kind of like on the street or whatever. The billionaires. The elite. This is my life goal, to have a Palazzo Chupi type residence. I just think this is the ultimate. The dude just has the ultimate. Like, that's literally his, like, fucking brownstone. That's just like his townhouse right there. And it's just like, it's, it's such a cool color, such an interesting design, not at all what you'd expect. But the light must, the lighting and the views up there must be, like, incredible. The location's unbelievable. It's like in the fucking West Village, on one of the best streets in the West Village. I think there's a park. Go sit over here. So yeah, once you throw that E down, to me, E is almost like a purple or a blue. It's a darker vowel. Depending on what you use with it. You can mix it with other letters, which is almost like mixing different pigment or something with it to give it like another kind of shade or color. But like once you throw that E down, and so it's just such a common word that if you throw that E, it's like you can't really abbreviate like of. Or I mean, I guess you can use O, but I don't, to be honest, and I think the best judge or like gauge or guide for any kind of artistic thing is, like, to be honest, it's really just like a feel thing. It just feels right, like there's certain things that I don't abbreviate. I don't go too overboard with it, but like, I've recently started to abbreviate people as PPL, which is new for me. It's like if you looked at what I do, it's like, God damn it! Now I'm just back over at the river again. There's no Halloween costumes over here. Because I and I guess part of that is just like, something just clicked in my life. Those kind of changes within, the realm of poetry are like huge magnitude. Just those little incremental changes and what feels right, what looks right in the work. And so, in a certain way, it's like you can't really explain it. It's just like you wake up one day and it's like all of a sudden PPL looks better than people. Having that P-O-P, P-E-O-P-L-E, all of those fucking vowels and that kind of vowel especially when you're throwing that word out so much. Like I probably do, you notice after time, it's like, yeah, I'm using this word a lot, people. And, I think I saw the Hot People Reading Poetry thing, and I think maybe she abbreviates it as like PPL. And so that maybe gave me the idea, like, oh, PPL is like, and it also, I don't know, like, we're moving into like, or at least there was, with at least with like texting and the way Twitter used to be, there was, a push to like abbreviate things more. I guess it would be more of a millennial thing to abbreviate your as like you are. But, everything has been kind of scrunched, trimmed down. And, you know, if you look at the way that people text, it's just crazy. Some people use all caps. Some people have, you know, weird grammar stuff they use. Some people, you know, there's all kind of, you know, like texting slang and shit. LOL, LMAO. Things like PPL, even though that's not an acronym. You know, it feels like it fits in sort of with that. You know, just like truncating everything, collapsing everything, expediting everything. TH, it has this like I guess, I think Hamlet was like based on, the original name is more like Amleth or something. Like if the actual pronunciation of it, Amleth. And I don't really want to go all the way up the fucking block. And so I don't know, that TH sound has like this. All that stuff is kind of loaded into it, you know, the brevity of it, the way it looks, the color that it brings on the page, you know, TH feels like kind of forced, like a tree or something to me, kind of green. And so it kind of simplifies like the code of like the reiterating kind of like intermingling of the different like letters and word combinations and shit. And that's the way that I would say I'm like, that's as much a part of, you know, like with poetry, you're maxing out the uses that you have, which is like, you know, the sound, the way it looks on the page, the meaning, and all of the different variations of that kind of stuff. Logopoeia, melopoeia, whatever the fuck that is. And so, I don't know, a lot of the stuff I do is just kind of ripped off. Like if you look at Joel Oppenheimer, people that were influenced by William Carlos Williams or E.E. Cummings, you know, a lot of them use no caps, right? And they use those kind of like abbreviations and stuff for brevity purposes. You know, like Joel Oppenheimer has this really meaningful explanation for why he doesn't use capital letters. I don't remember exactly what it was, but you know, to me, I guess it is like a scarcity mindset. If you want to get into like the psycho-emotional, you know, reasons. Oh, thank you. For why you know, like these little notebooks, I'm trying to conserve as much as I possibly can. You know, I'm so frugal and so cheap with everything in my life, and that includes that's why I write the way I do. That's a big part of my poetics, is I feel like, you know, the amount of letters you use on the page is like, that's real estate. Literally, that's like square footage. You know, it's or at least, you know, I use paper and notebooks. I'm old fashioned. I don't write on my phone, but even on your phone, it's like, it's literally using up data, you know, and it's using up, if you want to publish it on paper, you know, that's literally going to cost you money to have more words, to have more white space, to have more letters. You know, you're going to have to buy a notebook sooner. You're going to have to store all these notebooks and shit. That's one thing I'm like super paranoid about. It's like I've got all these fucking notebooks and notebooks and notebooks, and it's like, I love having them, but I'm worried about like where am I gonna keep these things? You know, it's like my living situation is so, you know, such a changeling that it's like, So you're worried about that. You're like, I'm just producing more paper. I'm using more space in the notebooks. I only want to really write down what. And with poetry, a lot of it is about condensing and getting the most out of the least, getting the maximum kind of. At least I am kind of like obsessed with that, in maybe a way that's like I said, rooted in like poverty, starvation, not wanting to take up too much space, right? Wanting to be small, wanting to be quiet, wanting not to waste anybody's time, wanting to get to the point as fast as possible, wanting to do everything as fast as possible. And so those kind of express streamlining of the way the words are spelled. I don't use any fucking punctuation. I want there to be like a slickness and like an ongoing, like slipperiness that just keeps you going on, hurtling onward through the writing. And oh God, I just want to sit down somewhere. That's all I want to do. I'm really not trying to be around all these children with my selfie stick, okay? Believe me. I'm not trying to film anybody's children. I just want to sit and rant my conspiracy theories about the election. And Tony Hinchcliffe, there's more to talk about with Tony Hinchcliffe. We still didn't talk about Bram Stoker's Dracula. We probably won't get to it. But I'm talking about the right now. I'm talking about the word the. This is my 2-hour broadcast on the word the and why I fucking spell it the way I do. Hey, it's a free country, man. It's a free country. Nice, man. Yeah, I'm live. Nice costume.
Oh, thank you.
Happy Halloween. Okay. See, that guy was dressed as a Sunoco gas pump. Guy asked me, am I vlogging? Why, yes, I am, sir. As a matter of fact, I am. Funny you should ask. Funny you should say that. I'm a vlogger. I'm vlogging. Look at me vlog. Look at all this vlogging I'm doing, everybody. For Christ's sake, this is the West Village. Can a man not vlog? Oh, God. Okay. That's kind of avant-garde. Dutch angle. This is like the third man. That's right. I'm just vlogging smoking weed around your children on the internet on Halloween. I mean, this is New York. Somebody's got to do drugs on the street. Okay. I mean, I guess that's enough said about the word the. But yeah, I don't know. It's an obsession with me. It's something I struggle with. That's why I bought these bigger notebooks. I've been writing in these bigger notebooks. And I don't know. It's hard for me to get back to a point where it's like... It's almost like Tetris or something, It's like you want to get as many lines as you can with every piece if you're going to drop it in there. And so you're constantly like trying to collapse what you're saying into shorter, more impactful syllabic kind of containers that all kind of like have the most resonance together and kind of make little painting or whatever in sound and the way it looks and what you're saying, the image, the rhythm, the situation that you're positing with the image. It's all of that shit, That's what you're compressing into the fucking line, You're taking all of that stuff and putting it into everything. Every syllable, is thought about. And every letter is thought about. And you're choosing certain words based on how they work with the other words, how they look, how they sound, what kind of shape they make, what kind of form they make, what kind of structure they make together, how they look in a crowd together. My dad said something once about, he had this band called the Alligators, and it's like they called the Alligators because that kind of looked like the band. They were like tall guys, they were short guys, they were... And so that, I feel like, has a lot to do with like the way that I see the words on the page and what that means to me. And you know, I look to that stuff for a sense of like form, rhyme, how to thread things together, how to do the weave. You know, when the letter comes back, you're sewing it back to an earlier part of the line, but you want space there too. You don't necessarily want it to be all fucking... And so I don't know, the alphabet is just kind of an endlessly fun play set. And you know, I wrote these poems. Every once in a while I'll do a poem where it's like they're all studies in like a certain letter. Like I have one called Key of C, and so the goal with that poem is like literally every single word in the poem has the letter C in it, either at the beginning or somewhere in the poem, you know. So it's like you're hearing C over and over and over and over again. And it does make it like, it does make the poem, it's almost like a certain color. It's almost like got a filter. It looks orange or something. Because of all the connotations you have with the letter C. Vitamin C, that sound, that C sound kind of like has this juicy, and so vitamin C, orange juice, you know, that C is in the word juice, and so it's like you're kind of seeing orange juice in your head when you see all those C's, and that, you know, carrot, you know, the word carrot starts with C, so like that's orange. At least that's what I see, you know. That's not exactly synesthesia, you know, like I'm not really like seeing fucking colors and shit, but in my head, I definitely, you know, the colors all have like I said, they're different. It's like different pigments and different fucking, you know, oil fucking whatever those things are. You know, you want a little bit of this, you want a little bit of that. I wrote a poem recently that was all the word B, the letter B. Every word had the letter B in it. I forget what it was called. You know, it's almost like the fucking Talmud or something. You know how they think that like that, you know, they're rabbis, like they study the math of like the fucking letters in the Talmud because there's some kind of like secret code or some kind of like perfect, I don't know. There's messages within, right? Like your unconscious might be doing all that tabulating, right, in your head that you don't even know. Like supposedly there was this really interesting book I read by Elaine Scarry about the sonnets, and it was just unbelievable how Shakespeare layered all of these different words. They were encrypted in the lines, right? And like you could take the letters out, and it was almost like anagrams or something, where it's like you could spell his lover's name like so many fucking times throughout the sonnets because he had hidden it in the lines. And I think that was like a subconscious thing. It was intentional. I think he knew he was doing it, but I also think it was something that just like your mind has to be working so fast that like that's how it's poetry. It's like you just spend so much time steeped in this stuff that's like when this stuff comes compressed all together, and then the line comes to you and you recognize like that's a line of poetry. You write it down. And, you know, in the lightning kind of like unconscious of like your perception of things, you understand why, what all those meanings are. You can unpack it like I'm doing right now. Like it takes time to unpack. Like, you know, like I never thought about why I use TH. It wasn't like some manifesto fucking thing where I was like, all right, from now on, I'm going to use the fucking TH instead of THE because of whatever, you know, gender or whatever. It wasn't like that at all. It literally, it just, like I said, one day I woke up and it felt better. I felt like a fucking pirate. And I was like, I'm taking that E off that motherfucker.
I'm swearing around these children in their innocent costumes. This is like the last thing you want to see on Halloween. I'm just like standing here. There's all these visually interesting things happening everywhere. It's 80 fucking degrees out. I'm enjoying summer and goddamn. I saw this guy on the West Side Highway, whenever that was, yesterday or whatever. This guy was so fucking tan, and he was like one of those beach people that like is like just as nude as possible the entire summer. They're just like at the pool or the beach, like literally as soon as the fucking summer begins, they're just like tanning, and they just look like fucking, you know, like a Thanksgiving turkey. They're so bronze. And so and the guy's just wearing like these little shorts. It's like October. And so I look over and I see this guy, and literally for a second I was confused. I was like, what? Is it July? I was like, what month is this? I was momentarily tricked into thinking, because this guy was so fucking tan. And it was so hot that I'm like, is it fucking July? Like, I'm over by the river. It's like sort of this boardwalk esplanade. And this guy is like one of these tan, like hula hooper guys who's literally just out in the sun all day, every day, like listening to his radio. And so, for a second, I was like, and it feels like that today. It's like, Jesus Christ, is it August? Like, I remember one Halloween in New York, it snowed. It was so fucking cold. But it doesn't snow anymore. We managed to solve the climate crisis and make snow go extinct. We managed to eradicate cold temperatures for the most part. Okay, do I need to keep going on and on about the word the? I don't know. So compression is an obsession. And to me, it's like psychological. It's poverty. It's not having any money. It's not having any space. It's being a part of the precariat. You know, it's working class to me. But like I said, it's just like a lot of things I do. It's just a ripoff of 20th century modernism or postmodernism. It's like a William Carlos Williams thing. It's an E. Cummings thing. Bob Dylan, if you look at Bob Dylan's poetry, one of my secret projects is I'd like to bring out a volume of like Bob Dylan. A lot of his early liner notes, he wrote like poems, and they're actually like really good. Surprise, surprise. As poetry, you know, like they're kind of their own thing, and he's got his own colloquial, you know, like way of speaking that kind of is a Woody Guthrie. Like, he's very influenced by that Bound for Glory book. I would say he's more influenced by the book than he is by Woody Guthrie's music almost. Like, Bob Dylan's whole identity was that book. And his writing, particularly in these poems, is sort of like that book. And Woody Guthrie does stuff like that, you know, uses the Y-R instead of Y-O-U-R or whatever. It's kind of got this punk, snarky, it's kind of country, but it's kind of innocent in a way. It's also like, it's an anti-academic thing, or it's just, to me, the way that people actually talk in this country, in this world. You know, that's one of the exciting things about the internet, is now like everybody's voice is out there on public display. Facebook posts, in the chat, people are texting, whatever the fuck it is. Captions, Instagram captions. And so grammar, syntax, the way that people spell, all that shit, it's beautiful, the deformities that people make and the monstrosity of misspelling and, you know, the individuality and the originality that people put their stamp on it. And so, you know, Bob Dylan kind of has that in some of his poetry. He has this kind of like, he's just writing from his own voice, but it's also, you can tell he's read probably Joel Oppenheimer and Amiri Baraka. His poetry kind of fits in with that stuff. And I don't know, there's like a plainness on the page or something. The words they used, I don't know, this is something I'm kind of obsessed with. There's certain words that feel like 20th century kind of American words. And I think I'm like kind of obsessed with words, or like, I don't know. 21st century I guess it would be anything that they did, it's like you can't really do that again because it's old. So like using YR, using TH, it's like it is kind of just like using yesterday, or it can't be the 21st century because it's something that I think defines the 20th century is those kind of. I don't know why they did it. I don't know why Woody Guthrie said YR. Like, could he not spell? I mean, I don't think illiteracy is a good thing, but like, I think people have different kinds of education. Literacy and IQ and college and all that stuff, that's just one kind of. And I think we're seeing that now, right? Is like, we need all kinds of skills, and you shouldn't just denigrate people because they're not book smart or even literate for that matter. And you see that with a lot of Trumpers. They're illiterate. Trump's illiterate. And so, I don't know. It's like a Kerouac thing, right? Like, he wanted to write like how people talk. How people in the middle of this country, in the work, and that's sort of working class to me. Blue collar, to me, the elite, the educated, that's money. That costs money. It costs money to go to Columbia, to go to Harvard, to go to Yale, to go to, University of Chicago. Whereas, people that don't know how to write MLA format, who are just tow truck drivers or whatever, they might not even know that many words. I'm pretty sure. And so it's like, I'm not advocating for like illiteracy, but like, I also think that language, it's like Peter Orlovsky, right? If you read, what is that? Smiling Vegetable Songs, Clean Asshole Poems and Smiling Vegetable Songs. Ted Berrigan actually typed all that stuff up. Allen Ginsberg paid Ted Berrigan basically to put that book together, I would say. And he kept in all the misspellings. I think that's part of what makes it beautiful and unique. And it's hard to, this book is impossible to find. I really don't even know if Peter Orlovsky is really in print anymore. But to me, other than in like anthologies, but to me, he's one of the best. He's definitely one of the best beat poets, He might be the best. I think he's better than Allen Ginsberg. He's maybe not like as aware of, he's not like as comprehensively like knowledgeable maybe, but he has this like savant, like innocent quality that kind of makes a lot of his stuff mind-blowing. And the misspellings are like part of, I don't know, the innocence, the originality, the beauty, the naive kind of like, I don't know, maybe that's primitive. It's like distortion and rock and roll, or I don't know. My allegiance is with amateurs or anybody who wants to try to do it from their own position of how they want to do it. When I look at how my brother and my dad write, like their hand, I'm pretty sure they both write in like all caps. Like they're both insanely smart, but they're not like spending all day like writing fucking hand, writing shit. Like, how often does your average person? I don't know.
Thank you so much. Like, how much? She's like, take it. Like,
and so I'm kind of interested in writing from those type of places, not getting caught up in all of the commas, semicolon, parentheses, capital, M dash, asterisk, question mark. It's like, I think those things are up to interpretation. One of the most interesting lessons I ever had was when the first time I did Shakespeare, they gave us this script that was like written in like Middle English or whatever, like the original script, and it was the spelling was all over the fucking place. The punctuation was all over the fucking place. They put a comma right in the middle of the line. It made no sense. But that kind of made it more alive. And I don't know, it's like it could be more emotionally, like the spellings reflected the feeling more. And every document could kind of be different because it wasn't just using the same fucking spellings, rules of punctuation.
sentence structure, predicates, rules of syntax. It was, there was more room. And, you see that with like children, you see that with, the way they talk, the originality of the way they express things, I think with poetry, it's like and to some degree, you're trying to get back to that. You're trying to surprise yourself with unorthodox, unexpected phrases and word combinations that create new possibilities. And I don't know, I guess it's just something that also makes it like distinct. Like I said, it just felt right. I think as an artist, that's got to be your number one thing. You've got to be super, super, super in touch with your intuition and actually like act on your intuition. You've got to trust your intuition and be able to like deliver your intuition. You've got to understand like when an idea comes to you and apply it. And I try to do that as much as possible. There are people that are way more careful than I am. I'm trying to just like produce. And so being unencumbered by, punctuation, getting hung up on all that stuff, get rid of the letters, get rid of that shit that you don't need, keep it moving, part of it is just like, I need to be able to write things down quickly because you need to write it down before you lose it, before you forget what the hell you were gonna say. And so if I, any extra time I can cut off, any extra speed I can get. So cutting off the E, cutting off people, cutting off, I don't write about anymore. I write ABT. To some people, they do ask me questions about it. I think it's if people are asking me the question, I've already done my job. That is the point. Because you're thinking about it. You're going, what does this mean? Why is this asshole doing this? Who does this guy think he is? Changing the English language. Not honoring the agreed upon rules that everybody has about how things are spelled. Yeah, so I don't know. It's a way of projecting naivete, innocence, country bumpkin. It feels like the 1920s to me to write TH. I see Jefferson Market Library Tower when I write TH. It feels like better times. It's Make America Great Again. No, it's not. It's not. Brevity is the soul of wit. Right? If there's anything we've learned, it's that brevity is the soul of wit. That's why I live stream for 2 hours every 2 days. Well, Halloween live from the West Village. This is exciting, isn't it? We saw Julian Schnabel. I've lived in New York 15 years. I've never seen Julian. Well, no, I have seen him before. Actually, I saw him at the Jonas Mekas Memorial. Do we need to talk about Tony Hinchcliffe again? Do we need to drag this out? I guess it's old news at this point. The election is what, like 4 fucking days away? I'm gonna vote at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. They've got some kind of polling place set up at the Met. Which feels, I don't know, symbolic to me. It feels poetic. Cast my vote for Kamala. Okay, I will say, this is one thing I did want to say, was as much attention as the Tony Hinchcliffe thing is getting, I think what Tucker said was way worse. Way worse. First, the fact that Tucker's even there is nuts. Fuck Tucker. He's such a douchebag. I hate this motherfucker. I hate Elon. Elon, I think, is learning from Trump. The way that Trump was Roy Cohen's apprentice. I think Elon is Trump's apprentice. I think Elon is the next Trump. All he has to do is just be a bloviating idiot. Like, that's all Trump is. And so he's just learning how to do that for like the Spurglord generation, for the autism generation. He's gonna be their fanboy god emperor. He already is. And so he's just learning from the master at the little Nazi rallies. But to me, what Tucker said was way fucking more racist. The thing he said about Kamala is a Malaysian Samoan, low IQ prosecutor. I mean, at least he didn't call her a slut, which is basically what everybody else does. But first of all, okay, maybe she is Malaysian Samoan. I don't know. I haven't seen the 23andMe. I thought she was half Indian and half African American. But this is, you know, the Republicans, this is what they want to do. They want to be racist. She's half Samoan, half... I mean, he said that, it sounded very racist the way he said it. It was a microaggression, Tucker, on a mega scale, on a mega phone at Madison Square Garden. And he's like a journalist, supposedly. You know, I guess. I don't know. Not that matters anymore. Everybody's just kind of an opinion reporter. We're in a new era of journalism where it's all just like eyewitness, man on the street, amateur fucking Substack, Patreon journalists. Or less, or like me. Just weird guys with cameras. Yapping, who like to yap. So what the fuck is Tucker even... I mean, I get why he's there. He's also a little Nazi with this fucking But he also let out this really girlish, like, embarrassed, super cringe. I mean, you want to talk about cringe. Jesus Christ. Fucking... What was more cringe than Elon Musk's, like, warrior battle cry? And Tucker, like, let out this, like, titter. When he said the thing, when he got to be racist in front of whatever it was, 30,000 people, he let out like this titter of victory. To me, that was worse, because that was just like ugly. And Tucker is like somebody that people think is like kind of credible or something. Like Tony Hinchcliffe is a fucking comedian. And we did go into, I was just watching Office Hours, Tim Heidecker's fucking live stream. Shout out to Office Hours. They came to the same conclusion. It's just we live in a roast-based world now. Everything's decided by roasts. Trump's the roast master. So, I don't know. I do think there's truth. Like, why didn't he roast Kamala? Why didn't he roast Biden? Why didn't he roast Tim Walz, Tampon Tim? He did say Tampon Tim. I like Tampon Tim. I think he should adopt that. I think that's super gender positive. I think Tampon Tim should just be like, yeah, I'm Tampon Tim. Vice President Tampon. Vice President Maxi Pad, that's right. We're gonna stop the bleeding. He's gender positive, man. He's not worried about it. He's not insecure. It's not an insult. You know, tampons they come in handy. They're just a part of good hygiene. And good for Tim for being Tampon Tim, for being there for women, you know, for being sensitive and in touch with his... The Republicans are afraid, you know, they're all homophobic, in the closet. They should have got Dice or something, you know, they should have got somebody who knows how to handle Madison Square Garden. But yeah, I thought Dr. Phil and Tucker were way worse. Fuck Dr. Phil, the traitor, the Nazi traitor. He's the new My Pillow guy. Well, he's pissed off because his show got canceled. We looked at this Wikipedia. He started his own broadcasting. He got canceled like Ellen. He's like Ellen. He's super mean to his staff. Apparently he made a bunch of racist remarks. He's just a product of like a bygone era. It's like it's not this high pressure chew out your intern Hollywood anymore. You know, it's like these people will get you canceled, which is what happened with Ellen, and it's what happened with Dr. Phil. People found out they were actually assholes in real life. You know, Ellen is so like nice on her show. She's so fake, and then she's mean to her staff. She's hanging out with George W. Bush at the Cowboys game. She's a mean person. And people, I don't know, that's become more important to like whether or not people are famous now. Is like, are they good people? Or like this person has a reputation for being like a good person, whereas like J-Lo's like a piece of shit. So like fuck J-Lo. She doesn't sing any of her songs. She's mean. She lies about being from the Bronx, drinking orange drink or whatever the fuck. So nobody wants to fucking listen to J-Lo anymore because she's a bad person. And so, I don't know, maybe that's just liberal Hollywood. Trump people, oh my God, I gotta talk about this. Okay, so I'm on the train last night, right? And I'm sitting by the window seat, you know, I found the window seat. And there's these two girls sitting like perpendicular to me, and they're dressed up for Halloween, even though it's fucking Wednesday. And I'm just minding my own business. I'm just sitting there. And this fucking guy comes in who is wasted. Because the Yankees lost the World Series. They blew it big time. It looked like the Indians. They looked like the fucking Indians. I feel like I brought the Ohio to New York. And that was classic Ohio shit. If you're from Ohio, that was a very familiar night. That was nothing new. Aaron Judge dropped the ball. The pitcher didn't cover first. It was embarrassing. This is the Yankees. Steinbrenner is rolling in his fucking grave.
I'm more worried about the weeks after.
Steinbrenner and Casey Stengel and Ruth and Gehrig and DiMaggio, they're embarrassed. You've embarrassed the Yankee franchise. It was pitiful. It was like Buckner times 3. And they lost. They blew it. I think they blew the biggest lead ever in a World Series game. They were only up 5-0, but they blew the biggest lead ever in a World Series game. So they blew 2 of those games. They could be up 3 to whatever, you know, or I don't even know. They could be up 3-1. But they blew both those games because they couldn't get the job done because it's a soft New York. It's the new soft New York, full of wimps like me, with no discipline, soft millennials like Aaron Judge. So yeah, they blew it. They lost. So this guy comes on the fucking train and he's wasted, and he's like he reeks of alcohol. You know, he fucking like really smells like beer, and he immediately starts like hitting on these chicks. You know, you could tell that's why he sits there. He doesn't even waste any time. And he's just saying the most idiotic, like, drunk shit. I mean, he just barely can even, you know, he's like, you know, woozy and fucking, like, wobbling all around and shit. And so he starts talking, he's got 2 Mets tattoos. He shows these chicks his tattoo. And I'm, like, cornered. They're here, the guy's here, and I'm, like, cornered against the fucking window. And so I have to like listen to all this in like this super embarrassing way. And I smell the guy, and he's talking, he's got 2 Mets tattoos. He's got a Mets tattoo on his knee, a Mets tattoo on his leg. And they're talking about sports, and it's just like he keeps repeating himself. You know, he's like, you like, my favorite team's the fucking Mets, you know, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck about the Yankees, blah, blah, blah. What's your favorite team? The chick was like, the Broncos. She's into sports, so she's like into this guy. And so I excused myself because somebody got up behind us so I could get the other window seat. So I was like, okay. And the guy's like, oh yeah. And I was like, no, do your thing. So I go and I sit, and it's like, I'm just doing my thing. I'm not trying to pay any attention to this. I'm just trying to write in my notebook or whatever and just get home, you know? And so I'm overhearing this conversation because it's like the stupidest conversation I've ever heard. This is the new New York. These people are all going back to Brooklyn. This chick lives in Denver. She's visiting her friend in New York. She's never been here before. It's Halloween. But she's into this guy. because he's super aggressive. He doesn't give a fuck about, sitting down next to me. He's wasted. And it's just the simplest, most dumb-ass conversation about sports. Did you watch the game? And then I think he starts talking about politics. Because he just keeps going around in circles about sports. But the chick is still like the hook, so he keeps going, and then he's like, what about politics? And so then they sort of start talking about politics, and he's like, I forget who asked who first, who they're voting for, but neither one of them answered, and the girl's like, the silence speaks volumes. And they were all voting for Trump. They were all fucking Trumpers. Which, like, I'm in New York, I'm on the fucking Q train, trying to get back to fucking Brooklyn. I'm listening to 3 Trumpers and their goddamn I don't know, Halloween just feels super frat bro to me. It feels super like old school, people dressing up as Anchorman. It feels like rape culture. Sorry, but yeah, so anyway, that was my exciting overheard conversation. The silence speaks volumes. And so there's 3 people voting for Trump who are like young people. They were all like, in their 20s or whatever. And they live in New York. Well, the guy does. But yeah, so get out and vote. I don't know. I guess everybody probably already did. Everybody probably fucking that's how I do research. I just go out on the street and I just see what's out there. What are people saying? Not that that's indicative of any kind of like massive. I guess I'm gonna move on because all these fucking people are starting to get more and more active. Let's get some Halloween action. The excitement is building, everybody. Can you feel it on this Halloween like fucking Sleepy Hollow? And with Johnny Depp. I saw that in the fucking theater. I think I saw it at the Dollar Theater. Maybe let me go down to Bleecker. I think there was a bunch of people over on Bleecker. There's a Wizard of Oz. Yeah. Went to the Joe Brainerd. I filmed the Joe Brainerd thing last night. Joe Brainerd's letters are coming out from, I think, Columbia Press or something. It was a nice event. Funny. Very sexual. His stuff is very fucking... Well, it's his letters, I guess, but they're very direct. Just say that. What the hell else do we need to talk about? I made my point about how Tucker is a vile racist. Well, Tucker is like supposed to be an objective journalist or whatever. And it's like, what he said reminded me of just like, I don't know. It was just so specific that it's like, I don't know. Maybe that's normal for Fox News. That's probably like typical for how they fucking say shit or something. All right, let's get some of this going on. Look at all this. We got a green family over here. Wow, this is crazy. This is like the fucking Mardi Gras of trick-or-treating. This, trick-or-treaters. South Park, you got South Park there. Oh, there's Jurassic Park.
Well, they're all meeting up around like 7:30, 7:45.
Fuck, alright. Hey man, don't film my kids. I give it 5 booms. Boom, 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 boom. I need a catchphrase like that. You know, you just need to repeat, whatever your message is. Just keep repeating it. If you repeat things enough, people will believe it. Oh my God, this is craziness. What the hell else have I been thinking about? I feel like I'm gonna lose service if I actually go down the street. This is the Sex in the City street. This is
Oh yes, the party's back. Hey! Hey! Guys, please! You don't know my phone number. Like, Quincy?
Alright, this is gonna be
oh yeah. You know, I was watching the fucking stream later, and the video quality is like pretty freaking low. Like all those streams that I did in Central Park that I thought were looking so nice, it's like they're very pixelated. They're very well. I heard this is a thing I've been hearing recently. Is like they're doing this on Instagram. I'm not sure if they do it on YouTube, but they're like downgrading the video quality of videos that are less high performing. So just another ghetto to live in if you suck at social media. You know, like they won't post your video in HD if oh God, there's an empty bench. Are they gonna get it? Let me get that bench, God damn it. I hope that doesn't come to YouTube. I mean, I'm sure probably see it sooner or later. YouTube will tighten the fucking like boot laces on goddamn, you know, what, how much fucking video and how HD and shit, you know, they let you post, but, you know, I mean, that's not really why my Central Park, goddamn, video looked like shit. I guess it's just because my phone's a piece of shit and, ooh, yeah, baby, let me get over here. It's just never ending. It's never ending. Musical chairs here. Okay. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, are they going to start charging us to post? You know, sooner or later, they're going to charge us to operate our social media accounts. If it's our business or something, you know, if we're dependent on YouTube for our viewers or to, you know, to even pretend like we could be. I don't want to give them any ideas. You know, I really do think we're living in this world that's just like, it's too governed by like these ideas of like market dynamics and shit that are just like fake.
and they're tightening it more and more and more with like the inflation, cost of living crisis. They're just starting to charge for everything. They're starting to charge too much for every goddamn thing. They're monetizing things that weren't monetized before. And we're just like having to live in the consequences of that. It's just like you just have to pay for every fucking thing. I saw some video about how you got to pay. This is one thing that just sort of like stopped me immediately when I came to New York, is like you got to pay for like these casting agents to see you or whatever. Like if you're an actor, you pay for like casting directors or whatever to like even watch you. And then I heard, I don't know if this is true or not, but they won't even sign you now unless you have some kind of generational wealth, because they know that like that's what it takes to like stay in the game long enough to like build a career and actually get penetration and traction into kind of like whatever it is you're trying to do, the movies or whatever. You kind of have to have like generational wealth or whatever to live in New York, to live in LA, to live in wherever. But also, like I said, to even get in, to even have the fucking casting directors see you. They're gatekeepers. They're industry gatekeepers, right? And so it's pay to play. I mean, in New York, it's like stage time. It's like open mics cost money, $5, 2 drinks. You're paying to play, really. You're paying to be seen. I mean, it can't really go on forever. That's what I don't get about like these Bitcoin people and stuff. It's like that stuff uses so much electricity. It uses so much, the servers and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, same thing with video, same thing with all of the shit that we're pumping into our phones, the information. And it's like, don't they realize like they're going to reach a point where the grid fails, where, it's like, how are we living in a golden era where it's like you can just post, live stream your ass off just infinitely. That's one of the things that I really appreciate. One of the reasons why I use YouTube is because of the archive of it. The fact that all of my live streams are still on here. They're saved, like Twitch. I was on Twitch, but like, I don't really think it like archives your old live streams, and I don't really think anybody's gonna watch them. Whereas like YouTube, it's like a lot of the videos are old, or like, they were posted a few years ago or whatever. Oh, nice, Ashley. And so, I don't know, there's something about live streaming that people want to be live with the person, which like I get. But it's also like with these, like I don't necessarily know that it makes it that much better of an experience. Like you could easily watch this later, and whatever, the whole thing I was talking about, it's like that's something you could watch anytime, really. But also I think just like having the fucking election coverage and stuff is interesting. Like, having a historical record of what it was actually like, like the first time Trump got elected, like I did a lot of episodes on that. I wasn't live streaming at that time, but like it's all on YouTube, right? You could go back, you could watch that now. Not that anybody does or will. I wish YouTube, supposedly, this is something they say in like their recommendations about how to get more viewers and shit, is like post things that are evergreen content. And because, if a video is good, it's like it could show. One thing that I don't do is like, I never post descriptions of anything, and my descriptions are always like just vague, or like, some kind of word salad. much like the live streams themselves. But, you know, like if people are searching for videos and shit, it's like you kind of got to put a description that's going to catch people's search results and all that, which I don't do at all. I don't put keywords or any of that. I'm hoping that the AI will just get good enough to understand who my audience is. It's getting there. But thank you everybody for watching. Like and subscribe. Go back to the beginning. This is our special halloweenis 24. There's been a little bit of costume action, you know. This one is interesting, I think, to watch in the context of the other ones, because I'm always in this neighborhood. I'm always walking around. And so this day, it's a little bit of a variation of a familiar pattern. And so I like that YouTube, it keeps everything. You can playlist everything. You know, I really do encourage people to explore my YouTube account. If you're looking for more content, if you're looking for more live stream, not that it's exciting for people to watch vlogs that are 10 years old, but I don't know. Are vlogs going to age well, or is it going to be something that's just like newspapers? You know, maybe they'll have some kind of like souvenir value, or you're just like some weird guy that keeps a bunch of newspapers in his house. I save all these newspapers. I've got the Village Voice from 1987. My kitchen. Years and years and years and years of newspapers. I don't know. I think that it's important. I think we've been offered a unique opportunity. And in fact, I think this is the huge future of human life, actually. Is to just go around making like movies of our experience for our ancestors, for our future ancestors. You know, it's going to be amazing, I think, for future generations to watch. If there are future generations, not that we're going to have children. We're all going to be eradicated by a nuclear war, you know, between Iran and lasers from space, the Iron Dome. That's the real Halloween, everybody. It's these wars. The real horror show. The ultra violence. Yeah, I don't know. We've just covered so much. We've been through so much together, haven't we? Today, Halloween. Well, okay. One thing I did want. I feel like there's just a lot of pressure on Halloween, and it's always kind of underwhelming. You know, it's like there's so much pressure on Halloween for it to be fun and for it to be like the ultimate party of the whole fucking year. You know, dressed up, everybody's dressed up, there's an expectation, we're to party. It's gonna, you know, and it's never, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, it's great. It's special. It's a special time of the year where we get to recognize like the dead and be morbid in sort of a cartoonish way. That is what it's about. I suppose is that part of the fascination? Is fascination with death, or is our culture, you know, being nihilistic, suicidal, doom gen, apocalypse, you know, school shooting, Trump derangement era, like, are we extra reckless, extra macabre, extra, you know, like there's more goth people, I guess, or, you know, suicidal is like glamorous, you know, to like, I don't know or zombie movies, right? I'm a millennial. I remember one day, zombies were they were like pirates, you know, in the fucking late 2000s. Walking Dead, Dawn of the Dead, that was the original Snyder cut. I saw Dawn of the Dead in theaters, and it was pretty mind-blowing. The original, you know, of course, you can't really beat, but I did see Dawn of the Dead in theaters with Man Comes Around by Johnny Cash. So zombies were just like culturally, millennials, I don't know. I guess they're a metaphor for like the Jim Jarmusch movie. We're all consumer brainless, mindless TV, phone zombies live streaming on Halloween in Bleecker Park rather than experiencing life. It's like a New Yorker cover. All these rich children trick-or-treating in this autumn leaves and the brownstone stoops. It's like a New Yorker cover from the, I don't know, who's the guy, Saul Stein or Dr. DeSoto, whoever drew Dr. DeSoto. So one day I'm sitting on my porch in Columbus, Ohio, when I lived on Denison by Glendale Park, and all these zombies start to walk by. Literally hundreds of zombies. I'm sitting there on my porch, writing, and hundreds of zombies start to walk by because they're going to fucking Comic-Con. The convention center was like a few blocks from where I lived across the park. And all of these millennials, that's what they did for fun. I don't know, why is cosplaying, why don't people create their own characters, you know? Why do we buy into these pop myths? Why are they so powerful? Why is Batman so powerful? Why is Spider-Man so powerful? Why is Harry Potter or Indiana Jones or, you know, Dracula? You know, they're just so packaged. They're so branded, you know? And I guess they are metaphors or like nightmares. They serve the same purpose, I guess, as like dreams or nightmares in our society. They're a way of, you know, the unconscious kind of exploring the darker ideas in the underworld, in the sod, in the wormy sod of experience. Death. It's like I don't know, it's like this weird nihilistic, surreal cartoon about death, zombies, The Walking Dead. It's what I see every time I go to Times Square. Trumpers, yeah, right? They're fucking... And, yeah, Halloween, it's like the whole world kind of gets turned inside out. I mean, there's nothing else like this where human beings just decide one day a year we're all going to do this. Or, you know, in the United States or whatever. We're all going to dress up. And, I don't know. I guess it's just fun. It's empowering, you know, to become these symbols and these archetypes and these kind of pop culture heroes, the Power Rangers, the Wizard of Oz. You know, Halloween's equally just about like dressing up as movie characters. It's not totally like zombie or like death, werewolf. You probably see less of that now. I mean, when was the last time they made a werewolf movie? I mean, Twilight. We all remember Twilight, but that was not. I mean, that was very like denuded vampire. You know, I haven't seen it, but it's like it's not Dracula. I mean, I guess Buffy's sort of like that. It's just like Valley Girl, Beverly Hills vampire or whatever. Hollywood vampire. Johnny Depp, the king of Halloween. Ed Wood. Tim Burton movies, right? We watched Ed Wood. Ed Wood plays with the horror and the horrors of reality, right? Like Bela Lugosi is a heroin addict, so he's going through withdrawal. It's kind of a nice way to show, I guess, what these kind of collective nightmares or whatever do for us. They're a way of kind of processing and reflecting trauma, I guess. Oh, one thing I did want to talk about with like Bram Stoker's Dracula, or some of these Dracula movies we watched, is like now when they do like horror, like that Letters of Mina Harker book, right? The Dodie Bellamy book. It's very like you know, like the genre is only one aspect of it. It is almost like Buffy, or it's almost like, I don't know. It's almost like a personal memoir. It's about pop culture. You know, it's not really like it's rooted in like the Bram Stoker's Dracula thing, but it's almost like that Nadia movie. You know, that Nadia movie kind of really reminded me of it, and to some degree the Abel Ferrara movie, The Addiction, where it felt like sort of a postmodern genre piece where it's like they take the concept of, you know, the vampire, whatever it is, but then they act like it's a real person almost in the modern era, right? Like Nadia's like this New Yorker, and she likes fucking Portishead, and who was the other band? She just likes like this cool fucking music, you know, like all this, like, I don't even know, the Charlatans, or, you know, I don't remember what bands are in it. My Bloody Valentine. So it's like the director is kind of putting a lot of personal material in it, updating it. The texture of the movie feels like an indie film. You know, it's not steeped in the kind of genre tropes of, you know, chiaroscuro, dark lighting, or vampire you know, typical shit. I think that's kind of an interesting, I guess it's been done, but that's an interesting way to do those stories, I guess, is to like that Letters of Mina Harker book is really a fun book to read, because it's about modern life and, you know, queer culture or dating or whatever it is, but it's also, you know, it's like, and it takes place in San Francisco and the modern era. So it's, you know, it's I don't know, it's a little, it's like you're writing a contemporary avant-garde novel. It just happens to have that kind of genre structure to kind of build off of and play off of. I'm on 20% battery, so I am going to wrap up pretty soon, but thank you guys for watching halloweenis 24. We're going to go out into the night. Come to Easy Paradise next Monday. It's our Election Eve special. I think it's going to be a big night because Tuesday is Election Day. So this is your last chance to come out and run your fucking mouth. And, you know, I want it to be like a big kind of like convention of everybody putting their 2 cents in. And who knows? It might be the last time we have unity for a while. Who knows? We don't know what's going to happen Election Day. Hopefully everything goes safely, smoothly. Kamala wins in a landslide. Kamala. But I don't know. Maybe all the Trumpers are being like silent. 15 minutes into an 8-hour shift at the hotel. Damn. Adam S., what's up, my man? How you doing? It's Halloween. You're working on Halloween? That sucks, man. Are people dressed up, or are you dressed up or anything? Our night is only beginning here. All right, Adam S. wearing vampire fangs. There you go. Nice. I've heard that vampires, your Adam Driver is a vampire. There you go. Good costume. We just watched The Dead Don't Die. I think, didn't you say you hated it because Adam Driver's in it? Oh, look who it is. Yeah, you do. He's back again.
Look, I have a whole bag full of candy.
Say hello.
Look at my candy.
Ashley's been
I'm
trick-or-treating.
going trick-or-treating.
They give you candy?
Yes.
You know you're an adult?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're dressed up, so I guess, you know.
Some guy wouldn't give me beer. Well, because like, okay, there were a bunch of adults.
They're giving beer away?
No, there were a bunch of adults like who were giving out the candy who were like drinking beer, and I was like, oh, what is that? And he's like, oh, sorry, like it's alcoholic. And I was like, I don't know what to say in this situation.
Show me your ID.
No. Then I wouldn't get the candy. I need the candy one.
All right.
Okay. We're gonna have dinner soon, but
Okay.
I'll contact you around 8.
Okay, Ashley.
We're gonna see if we can fill up some.
This parade is pretty nuts.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be sitting right in front of it, maybe. 'Cause they're going
Yeah,
to
that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
You sure that there's not just like shitloads of people there? Or?
I don't remember their new Who knows? We'll figure it out.
Well, good luck, Ashley.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll call you around 8.
Okay.
Well, because I'm going to walk her probably to Cubby Hole, so maybe we'll meet
Okay.
somewhere in this proximity.
All right. Goodbye.
Where do you think you'll go?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have to charge my phone.
Okay, so I'll contact you.
Okay. Goodbye.
All right, so we're wrapping up. Thank you guys for watching. Election Day coming up, the real horror show. I don't know. Maybe all the Trumpers are just being quiet, like those people on the train. The silence means everything. The silence is loaded. We know what the silence means. Yeah, Ashley. So you're Adam Driver as Dracula. When are we gonna get the Adam Driver Dracula? He's done everything else. Okay, he was Kylo Ren. He was on Girls. He is the actor of. I mean, everybody knows it. Jarmusch. The thing that pissed me off about The Dead Don't Die, as soon as I saw Austin Butler in it, I mean, he just had a small part, but I'm like, Jesus Christ. Even Jarmusch, A2 Jarmusch. Like, you're just gonna cast Disney people. Fucking Selena Gomez. I like Selena Gomez, but Jarmusch, come on. Put me in your fucking zombie movie. My man. I'm dying out here. You're gonna put Adam Driver and fucking Austin Butler in your fucking zombie movie? I can't get work, all right? I'm live streaming to 3 beautiful people. My audience, we love you. Thank you for watching. Happy Halloweenis. What are you being for Halloween? Leave it in the comments. I'm an emo fuckboy. That's my... I guess I could have Sharpied on some tattoos, but there you go. Austin Butler taking all my fangirls. He's dating Kaya Gerber. I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah, so I wore this tie. I wore this tie over my t-shirt. That's my costume. I'm an emo fuckboy. I'm Adam Scott, fuckboy from I don't know. I'm trying my best out here, people. I'm Indie Sleaze. I'm Cobra Snake. Yeah, so I don't know. These horror movies, they're a reflection of the times, I guess. You know, Ed Wood is, it's a pretty transgressive movie. It's kind of about like queer culture in a way. It's sort of got like a John Waters strain. It's almost like Crybaby. It's camp in the way that Plan 9 is camp and that kind of thing. It's sort of kitsch in the way it's sort of adopting. But, their gang is sort of like this goth gang, and they find their people, Vampira and Bunny, Bill Murray. Bunny is like this kind of gay. He talks about it. He's going to go to Mexico to a sex change operation. So he's trans, they're trans, Bunny. And then Criswell, God knows, Criswell is something. He's something. He's beyond sexuality. He's living in realms beyond sexuality in the future, where people are hermaphrodites, where we all have all the sex organs. Maybe I should. I'm gonna walk around just a little bit and get some costumes for people because there's just too much action out here. So we'll end on some costumes because, look at there's all these people out here. So I'd be remiss to not get some of this as my phone kind of, dies and is on its last legs and shit. We got Spider-Man. We got some fucking... See, look at all these fucking people.
Because they hadn't seen anybody.
I guess I should have just charged my phone and
just started. I just figured with the parade that there'd be too many people. There'd be too many phones. Yeah, where's the Menendez brother costume? Oh fuck. Okay. Where's the Menendez brothers costume? Trying to be topical. Let's go. I mean, oh, there's a guy in. Is that Mr. Peanut? I thought I told you to multi. I did. I think I looked into multi-streaming. It costs money. You know, I was looking in for like a free multi-stream, but it was like all the services where you multi-stream were like some kind of fucking weird subscription service or. Boomer, Bruce Halliday, welcome to Halloween, my man. What are you being for Halloween, Bruce Halliday? Boom. Maybe you can send me some info about where to live stream on multi for free. This guy's trying to get me on Kick. I guess I should be on Kick with the other Spurg Lord psycho. You know, Trump, they are really like trying to seed the kind of like live stream thing with all these kind of like psychos. You know, I think at the very least with Trump, you're seeing him kind of like, if he doesn't win the election, he's kind of like trying to lay the groundwork for this is absolute pandemonium in the West Village, everybody. I've never seen anything like it. Vance is running for president. Yeah, the stream probably looks like shit. Because it's like, I'm sure the lighting is terrible. And I'm sure there's tons of fucking people trying to use goddamn phones and shit out here. So yeah, it probably looks terrible. It'll probably look terrible later. I mean, is it lagging? Is it fucking like choppy? Just walking behind this fucking car. Vance is running for president. Oh yeah, it's Captain Crunch. You see Captain Crunch? Now that's a fucking good costume. Captain Crunch. All right, well we're live here from City Bike Hell. Is that a real band? We need System Lord out here, man. We gotta get System Lord down here to do some fucking remote concerts. The 78, it's fucking 80 degrees outside. There goes Gandalf. How's the signal? How's the signal for everybody? I can't believe there are people driving down this fucking street right now. This fucking city bike shit should be illegal because you can't get between these things. You got to go around the whole fucking thing. So it's like you can't get to the sidewalk from the street. You're trapped out there with the cars.
There is she said she never learned that. There was a paper talking about that, so you could have.
There's Captain Crunch again. I'm gonna get copyright struck. I'm gonna get copyright struck. Not that it fucking matters. I love that that was the thing that Trump, like, or Rogan started his Trump interview with. It was like, we're not gonna show you the clip,
we're gonna describe this clip to you about how they love you on The View, but we're not gonna show the fucking clip.
I don't know.
We might get copyright dinged on the clip. I don't know if YouTube has amped up their fucking copyright shit, but they said the same thing on Office Hours. Tim Heidecker was like, "Oh, we can't show the clip because we'll get copyright dinged." Maybe that's a new thing.
You found us.
Wow.
Go.
Like, I really just in my face.
I love it.
Oh my god. All right. It's magic. It's magical, people. It's a magical Halloween. Just look at this. The world is transformed. All of the gods are here. There's Mario and Luigi. There's Waldo. There's Kevin Garnett. There's another Waldo. There's Bert and Ernie. There's some pirates. I mean, the parade is super dope. If you've never been to the New York, oh my god. Oh my god. That's Irina Shaykh's Tomb Raider. That's insane. That okay. All right, we're back on. Sorry, how long was the sound off? Probably not that long. Probably just a sec. Did I go down to 10%? I'm not sure if I went to 10%.
Only until like 3:30. You know what the issue was? The Scotland went.
I'm away this week. So then it'll be ours. But Daddy's free.
All right. So I'm on 9% battery. So I am going to probably try to find a outlet and charge my shit. And then I'm going to try to maybe get back on. This is just a wonderful, surreal wonderland of live streaming. I mean, we saw Irina Shayk dressed as Tomb Raider. You know, what a scoop. There was paparazzi. Did you see the paparazzi guy? There was a guy with a fucking camera, like running around trying to get a goddamn picture. I'm just a simple man with my amateur lo-fi. I'm trying to bring, you know, truth to Bruce Halladay and Adam S. and Zaddy.
Those are like spinny things.
Wow, the celebs are all out. We saw fucking Julian Schnabel. We saw Irina Shayk. Now we gotta find an outlet, everybody. I don't know if I can just post up here for a sec. Alright. Well, I'm gonna get a burrito bowl. And I'm gonna try to charge my phone. And if you have info about how to live stream on Kick as well, like I said, I looked it up in a very cursory way. I Googled it, and it seemed like everything was like a goddamn subscription thing. So I just figured I probably am not going to do that until my live stream just becomes super fucking popular. Somehow. Out of the blue. And I get mad money for it. But I guess that's counterintuitive. You got to spend money to make money, right? Isn't that how it works in America? In America, the ultra-capitalistic, fascist work slave farm for the white supremacists. The founding fathers, the original crypto bros. Thomas Jefferson, the Peter Thiel of 1776. They'd like to probably, I don't know, who knows? Peter Thiel probably like to think so. All right, well, there's less people dressed up over here. But anyway, my phone's about to die, so I'm going to save the battery that I do have. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to try to get back on, maybe with Ashley in a little while. It's hot Halloween action. It's a hot Halloween out here. So get down here. Bring your sound system, bring the party, bring your Bluetooth speakers, bring your live stream cameras, and there's a lot going on. There's a lot to report and a lot to show. So thank you guys for watching. It's election coverage 2024. We're going to be back on in a little while. So thank you for watching. All right, have a good night.